I've worked at Starbucks for a few years now and recently took part in their Coffee Master program. It was actually very fun and more interesting than I expected. The history of this little bean includes times where it was only meant for soldiers or being discovered by goats getting hyper eating the cherries. From the planting of the tree to the processing of the bean to the decaffeination to the roasting, we will be going through this process today. It all starts with the little bean being planted. It's usually during a wet season so that it can firmly get into the ground. It is shaded until it's less fragile and then it's allowed to become its whole tree. After about 3 to 4 years and a 9-month cycle of flowering and then fruit, it's harvested. A good harvest can produce about 100 to 200 pounds of cherries. They're called cherries because they look like real cherries when they first come out. The 100 to 200 pounds of cherries will only produce about 20 to 40 pounds of actual beans. During this harvest, they either selective harvest, which is cherry by cherry, choosing the ones you'd prefer, or strip pick, which is done by machine or farmer and starts at the top of the branch and strips all of the cherries. Selective picking is generally the more expensive coffee. There are two main processes. Some companies use three. The National Coffee Association just cites dry or wet. Companies like Starbucks have washed, semi-washed, or dry. Washed or wet is done dipping over and over in water until the pulp is out. Dry is done in the sun and let the pulp come off dryly over a period of time. Semi-wash, as Starbucks uses, is a mix of both where it is first washed and then sun-dried. Most of their varieties are done this way. Milling removes the layers of mucilage left on the bean. Polishing is completely optional. Grading is basically just sorting by size and density. All of the beans are exported green and roasted wherever they're going to end up to ensure freshness. From this point on, it is tasted hundreds of times at every stopping point. Some varieties of coffee are aged, so they are held in warehouses to be aged. If coffee is going to be decaffeinated, this is the time to do it. There are three ways. There's one natural way, Swiss water, where it's dipped in water over and over till the oils all come out. The other two are both chemical and done at 400 degrees with either ethyl acetate or carbon dioxide. They then extract the caffeine with the temperature and chemical, and it is sold to soft drink and energy drink companies. The bean is steamed and washed to remove the chemical. Roasting is done in giant drums. There's light, medium, and dark. The green coffee is put into a container that is 550 degrees. It is moved around in the container until the bean reaches 400 degrees inside. The longer the roast, the smokier the flavor.